I've been dreaming for this matchup for literal years. Evloev is the rightful number one contender in the featherweight division of the UFC, and he deserved this shot a long time ago. He deserved it over Diego Lopez the first time around, and he's absolutely undeniable at this point in time. The UFC has been playing politics to not give Evloev his shot at the title because they have miscalculated into believing he is not entertaining. He does not have the level of star power that they may desire in a potential champion. But it's a miscalculation. The UFC have not done their job. Dana White has not done his job. It is the job of the promoter and the promotion, Dana White and the UFC respectively, to promote their fighters. It's not the job of the fighters. It's in the name of their job title. They're fighters, they're not promoters. But for some reason, we're in an era within the UFC and perhaps MMA in general where we've shifted the onus of promotion and promotability onto the fighters themselves. They now have to do two jobs at once: fight and win, and then also promote yourself. I believe the UFC has been offloading some of that responsibility incorrectly, and I think they severely miscalculated on Evloev's entertainment value. He's had amazing fights against Aljamain Sterling, two high-level grapplers. You seldom see that high level of a fight between two grapplers within the UFC. His fight against Arnold Allen was also entertaining. Against Diego Lopez, that was also incredibly enjoyable to watch. Just because you don't get finishes does not mean you're not entertaining. Now, how do I think this fight is going to go? I'm going to go out and say it right now. I believe Evloev is going to win this fight. I've been going back and forth with whether I think it will be a finish or a unanimous decision. I'm leaning toward a unanimous decision, but I do believe he'll have Volkanovski hurt on the feet in certain moments in this fight. Volk has only gotten older in the last couple of years. He's 38 now. It was impressive to see him reclaim the title over the age of 35, breaking the so-called 35 curse. But let's be honest, that does not mean age does not play a factor within this sport. Also, he's been knocked down in every single, in the last four fights. In each of those fights, he's been knocked down. And two of those fights have been brutal, brutal KOs. I don't think that's going to help his case. Movsar, a lot of people critique his lack of finishing ability, his lack of striking skill, supposedly, but he's an awesome striker and he has outstruck many good strikers within the featherweight division. What people don't understand is Movsar uses his striking to open up his grappling. He does not strike to strike, he strikes to grapple. His striking is used to open and create opportunities for where he can then establish positional control over his opponent. That's his style. And I think given the degradation of Volkanovski's chin, I think Evloev is going to see that and try and put more punch into his shots on the feet and to trust more in his striking ability on the feet, given Volkanovski's chin has degraded in the last few years. So, like I said, Evloev by unanimous decision. That's how I see this fight going. I think it will be an entertaining fight. I think it will be a fun fight, like most of Evloev's fights actually are. But unfortunately, the UFC does not know how to do their job as a promotion. That's their job, but they just don't know how to do it. And it's created the impression or the image that Evloev is somehow not an entertaining fighter. I completely refuse to believe or buy into that. Moving on, you have the trilogy between Piotr Yan, and Merab. This was going to be made. This is not a surprise to any of us. I think Petr Yan is going to win. I'm inclined to think he'll finish Merab this time around. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Merab's training style. He trains super, super hard, and it's not sustainable as, as someone who's got a career in the fight game. I think it's good within the short term. It can massively, it can create spikes in your fighting ability, but it's going to be short-lived. It's just simply not sustainable. And I think Petr Yan is the better rounded fighter. He's more well-rounded, more dynamic. I do think skill for skills, he's better than Merab in all areas of the fight game. On the feet, in the clinch, even in the grappling, he's better than Merab. We've seen Merab have that recent grappling match against, Henry Cejudo. Of course, Henry Cejudo, he's an Olympic gold medalist. He will win in a pure wrestling matchup, but optically it does not look good. It can't, and I don't think it'll serve Merab well mentally as well. I do believe that in their first fight, clearly the hand was compromised. And the same was also the case for Umar Nurmagomedov against, when Merab fought him as well. I believe he also broke his hand. It seems to be the case that Merab is only winning when his opponents have broken hands. But if Petr Yan can stay healthy, which I think he will, I don't see why he shouldn't have issues in winning this fight. And I think he should finish him this time around. He should. I see like a third, fourth round TKO by Petr Yan. I also wanted to touch upon a couple of side news. Dana White, in the press conference after UFC Fight Night Hernandez versus Rodriguez, went out and and demonstrated his never-ending saltiness, apparently, toward Ian Gary. I'm inclined to believe he was obviously betting on or hoping Ian Gary would win. I've seen some people in the comments on this post suggesting, you can see the comment on screen, this person suggests that Dana White wanted Islam to lose so that he would come down and then fight Topuria to kind of recover from Gage's win over Topuria. That could be the case, but obviously there's no clear evidence to suggest that is the case. I'm inclined to agree with the sentiment by Dana White that it is strange to be this overly friendly with your opponent when you're in a literal fight with them. But the fact that he's still salty this many days removed is rather interesting. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Also, Michael Morales, I know this is long overdue, but when he made weight as the backup, he cut 53 pounds to make weight. And I've noticed there are pundits within the MMA/UFC space that would call out certain fighters for, quote, being weight bullies. But I'm not hearing pipsqueak about Michael Morales. And there are a lot of other fighters within the UFC who you don't hear the same claim being made against. Look at Pereira, who would cut 50 pounds as well, or thereabouts, to make middleweight. We never heard people calling him a weight bully. I'm probably going to make a separate video breaking down some of the hypocrisy within this space. The hypocrisy, to call out, or the double standard, I should say, to call out certain fighters as supposed weight bullies when they're not really weight bullies. They're fighting at the same weight on fight night as their counterparts. But I just want to give a little trailer to that, you could say. Let me know your guys' thoughts on UFC 333. 333. I thought I said it 4 times. I'm running on low sleep. But let me know what you guys think. We have UFC China coming up this weekend as well. I'll probably try and push out a video talking about my prediction for that fight. I do think that's a more competitive fight than people are perhaps leading on. If I take a look at the fight, I'm not sure what the odds are, but if I had to guess, yeah, okay, well, that's crazy. Minus 500. Okay, I don't agree with the odds on this fight at all. The bantamweights are usually a lot more skilled than some of the heavier divisions. I don't. This is this is insane. This is a lot closer of a fight than the odds are leading on, and I'm going to break this down separately. But let me know what you guys think about the fights that have been announced and how you think it's going to go, and I'll catch you later. See ya.